If you're a diehard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. Rumors have been swirling across the sports world, and if what people are whispering turns out to be true, it might become one of the most unexpected twists in NFL history. Tom Brady, the man who built a dynasty with the New England Patriots, the quarterback who redefined what longevity means in football, could be stepping out of retirement yet again. But here's the shocking part. The whispers don't connect him to a team like the 49ers, the Raiders, or even a nostalgic return to the Patriots. No, the rumors suggest something far more surreal. They say Brady is coming back for the Cleveland Browns. Imagine that for a second. The greatest quarterback of all time, the 7-time Super Bowl champion, suiting up in brown and orange, taking snaps by Lake Erie, and possibly changing the identity of a franchise that has long been defined by heartbreak and what-ifs. Fans across the league can't quite wrap their heads around it, but the buzz is growing louder by the day. Brady in Cleveland might sound like a script from a football-themed Hollywood movie, but as history has shown us, when it comes to Tom Brady, nothing should ever be considered impossible. The energy surrounding this rumor has ignited discussions not only in sports bars and online forums, but even within locker rooms of current NFL teams. Everyone is talking about how bizarre yet intriguing it would be to see Tom Brady leading the Cleveland Browns offense. For decades, the Browns have been one of the league's most star-crossed franchises, dealing with quarterback controversies, front office missteps, and moments of crushing disappointment. Suddenly, there's talk that the man most associated with winning, discipline, and consistency could be stepping onto their field. What does it say about Brady's mindset if he's willing to come back not for a glamour team or a ready-made contender, but for a gritty, unpredictable squad like the Browns? Could it be that Brady, known for chasing challenges, wants to prove one last time that he can elevate even the most unlikely of franchises to glory? These questions have created a kind of fever dream scenario among fans and analysts alike, each spinning theories about Brady's motivations. Some believe it's about legacy, others suggest it's personal, and a few think it's nothing more than playful speculation. But the conversation isn't dying down, and when that happens with a name like Tom Brady, people start wondering if there's some truth behind the noise. One of the most fascinating aspects of this rumor is the way Cleveland fans are reacting. Normally cautious, often scarred by years of near misses and dashed hopes. This time, they seem to be allowing themselves to dream big. Imagine the energy in Cleveland if Brady were to be spotted touring facilities, or if a cryptic Instagram post hinted at his interest. The Dawg Pound, known for its diehard loyalty through thick and thin, would erupt with a kind of optimism that the city hasn't seen in decades. Brady's presence alone would instantly transform the franchise's national perception. No longer would they be the punchline of late-night jokes or the tragic heroes of NFL history. Instead, they'd become the center of the sports universe overnight. Television networks would line up to feature every Browns game in primetime. Merchandise sales would skyrocket, and the buzz in the city would overshadow even the Cavaliers' LeBron James era. That's the level of impact Brady carries with him, even in his mid-40s, and that's why the rumor refuses to die. People want to believe it, and in Cleveland, that belief is spreading like wildfire. Of course, many skeptics are quick to dismiss the chatter as nothing more than off-season noise. They argue that Brady has already done everything there is to do in football. He walked away with 7 Super Bowls, countless records, and a resume that no quarterback will ever fully match. Why would he risk tarnishing that by joining a franchise that has historically struggled to even reach the postseason consistently? To those skeptics, the answer is simple. Brady thrives on defying expectations. This is the same man who went from being the 199th overall pick to the face of the league. This is the same quarterback who left New England and immediately proved he could win elsewhere by lifting the Lombardi Trophy with Tampa Bay. If anyone has the personality to embrace the chaos of Cleveland and attempt to rewrite its narrative, it's Tom Brady. His very identity has been built around proving doubters wrong, and there may be no bigger challenge left in football than trying to turn the Browns into a legitimate powerhouse. It's the kind of narrative arc that feels almost too perfect for Brady to resist, and that's why the rumor persists. There's also the question of the Browns' current roster and whether Brady would even see them as a viable contender. Cleveland boasts a strong running game, led by Nick Chubb, and a defense that has shown flashes of dominance under Myles Garrett's leadership. On paper, they're not devoid of talent. What they've often lacked is stability at quarterback and the intangible leadership qualities that someone like Brady brings to the table. Could he look at Cleveland and see untapped potential, a team that only needs his steady hand and competitive fire to finally break through? If so, the fit might make more sense than people initially realize. Brady's meticulous preparation, his ability to read defenses, and his demand for excellence could elevate everyone around him. Wide receivers would suddenly become sharper in their routes, offensive linemen would block with an added sense of urgency, and the defense would play harder knowing they had a living legend leading the charge on offense. That kind of transformation isn't just theoretical. We've seen it happen before in Tampa. Which raises the question, is Cleveland about to be Brady's next miracle project? And then there's the human side of the rumor, the part that makes it both believable and outlandish at the same time. Brady has often spoken about his love for competition, how the fire inside him refuses to fully extinguish. Retirement never seemed to sit easily with him, and even after his official announcements, there was always speculation about whether he was truly done. Perhaps Cleveland represents a chance not only to play again, but to embrace a kind of underdog role he hasn't known since his early days. For once, he wouldn't be the golden boy on the team everyone expects to dominate. Instead, he'd be walking into a franchise that's desperate for hope, and he'd be the one delivering it. The emotional pull of such a scenario can't be underestimated. Brady's entire career has been about rewriting stories, and maybe this would be his final and most unlikely chapter. Whether it's a whisper blown out of proportion or a genuine possibility, one thing is certain. The world is talking about it, and the possibility of Tom Brady in Cleveland feels just real enough to keep everyone glued to the rumor mill. The intrigue of Tom Brady potentially suiting up for the Cleveland Browns deepens when you consider the cultural impact it would have, not just within the NFL, but across American sports as a whole. Brady isn't just a quarterback. He's a living icon whose name has become shorthand for excellence, winning, and relentless drive. If he truly chose Cleveland, it would turn the city into the epicenter of sporting conversation. Imagine national media outlets setting up permanent crews outside the Browns' practice facility, with every pass he throws in training camp dissected and analyzed as though it were a Super Bowl highlight. The storyline writes itself. The GOAT, leaving the glamour of New England and Tampa behind, deciding to embrace the raw, gritty spirit of a city that's long been desperate for a hero. Cleveland, with its working-class identity and football-obsessed fanbase, would finally have a star whose aura matched their passion. It would be the meeting of two powerful forces, Brady's drive to prove he can do the impossible and Cleveland's hunger to believe in football miracles again. Together, they could create a narrative that shakes the very foundation of NFL history, no matter the final outcome. Speculation about Brady's potential motives has gone into overdrive. Some insiders whisper that this could be about more than just football. Cleveland, unlike Los Angeles or Miami, doesn't carry the distractions of a glamorous lifestyle. It's a place where Brady could fully immerse himself in the game, away from constant paparazzi and Hollywood temptations. For a man whose reputation has always been about preparation, discipline, and laser-like focus, such an environment might actually be appealing at this stage of his life. Another angle being tossed around is legacy. Brady already cemented himself as the most decorated quarterback in league history. But if he were to win even a single playoff game with the Browns, let alone make a deep postseason run, it would be viewed as his greatest accomplishment. It wouldn't just add to his legacy. It would elevate him into mythical status, the kind of untouchable legend that no future quarterback could ever hope to match. In a way, Cleveland might represent the final frontier for Brady, the last stage where he could prove that his ability to lead transcends systems, franchises, and eras. The players in Cleveland's locker room, if this rumor has even a hint of truth, would find themselves in an unprecedented situation. For young players, sharing the field with Tom Brady would be like suddenly being transported into a football masterclass. They would learn not only from his mechanics and decision-making, but from the way he approaches every detail of the game. Veterans, meanwhile, might experience a resurgence in motivation, recognizing the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to play alongside the most successful quarterback in history. The ripple effect of Brady's presence cannot be understated. When he joined Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers were a team that had been floundering for years. Within months, he changed their culture, demanded accountability, and instilled belief that they could compete with anyone. If he were to bring that same mindset to Cleveland, it could alter the trajectory of players' careers and the franchise itself. Even if the Browns didn't reach the Super Bowl, the standard of excellence Brady sets would be enough to leave a lasting imprint, perhaps creating a foundation of winning habits that outlives his time with the team. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. Naturally, there are countless questions about how this would even work logistically. The Browns already have a complicated quarterback situation, with contracts and expectations tied to their current roster. Bringing in Brady would raise dilemmas about financials, egos, and the depth chart. But when you're dealing with Tom Brady, logic often takes a back seat to opportunity. Owners, general managers, and coaches know that his arrival would instantly boost revenue, national attention, and credibility. Even those skeptical of the fit would have to admit that the upside is enormous. The NFL thrives on storylines, and few could rival the spectacle of Brady walking onto the field in a Browns uniform. The jersey sales alone would likely break records, while TV networks would scramble to reschedule games to showcase Cleveland in primetime. Beyond that, the move would spark debates about loyalty, risk, and ambition. Would Brady be willing to risk tarnishing his perfect image with a struggling franchise, or would he be fearless in taking on a challenge most would avoid? The logistical questions may be messy, but the potential payoff is undeniable, and that's why the rumor continues to captivate. Critics, of course, are already lining up to pour cold water on the speculation. They argue that Brady's age, while remarkable in how it hasn't slowed him down significantly, remains an undeniable factor. Playing in Cleveland, with its harsh winters and unpredictable weather, would present physical challenges that even the GOAT might struggle with. Others point out that the Browns' offensive line, while solid, isn't the impenetrable wall he enjoyed in New England during his prime. Then there's the question of chemistry with receivers, learning a new system, and adjusting to yet another coaching staff. Skeptics believe the risk of failure far outweighs the potential for glory. Yet history has shown us time and again that betting against Brady rarely works out. He has built a career out of defying conventional wisdom, and the idea of him proving everyone wrong once more is precisely what makes this rumor so tantalizing. Whether fans want to believe it or not, the possibility keeps lingering, because with Brady, the line between impossible and inevitable has always been razor thin. Ultimately, whether this rumor fades into nothing or blossoms into the biggest sports story of the year, it has already achieved something remarkable. It has reignited the imagination of football fans everywhere. The mere thought of Tom Brady in Cleveland colors has sparked debates, laughter, outrage, and hope, all in equal measure. It's a reminder of how powerful sports rumors can be and how deeply they connect to our love of the unexpected. Brady's career has always carried an element of surprise, from his draft position to his longevity, to his stunning success in Tampa. Why couldn't the Cleveland chapter be next? Whether it's smoke without fire or the early signs of a genuine bombshell, the conversation has gripped the sports world in a way few stories can. Fans are refreshing social media, insiders are dropping cryptic hints, and the entire league is buzzing with curiosity. Until the man himself speaks, the rumor lives on, feeding the dream that maybe, just maybe, Tom Brady's final act will be the most improbable of all, leading the Cleveland Browns into the spotlight they've chased for generations. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!